Hello, my convicts and convict cats, just a designer of convict bringing you guys and gals, yes, another video. So today is a tutorial or kind of like a tech little thing that we're doing here on Call of Duty. I don't even know what to call it, to be honest, but it's just a settings video, I should call it. Yeah, settings video. There we go. So today we're going to talk a bit about it. So without further ado, here we go. So there's been one particular setting I've never really touched on, I've never really bothered with as such. But I've been playing around with it a little bit, and I've kind of found something that might be interesting to use or to change that people don't generally ask you to change or don't suggest. So let me go into it and explain a little bit about what this setting is, and then we'll show it off. So if we go here to controller, go over and press R1 to go to advanced. Go down till you get to the inputs dead zone. Square on PlayStation to obviously bring up the menu. And it's this one, the left and the right stick. Now it says here in the description, just how far the left stick needs to be pushed to produce maximum input. Decrease the value to reach maximum input with less physical stick movement, and so on and so forth. This kind of reminds me very similar to what Apex Legends does. I can't remember what it's called, but it's not the Dead Zone one, it's the other one where you can see the curve as you're pushing it along. You can see the curve either straighten or bend. I forgot what it's called. And it's the same kind of thing for this. What basically happens is if you have it all the way over to the right hand side, it becomes a flat curve. And as you go to the left, it becomes a more a bowing kind of curve. So if you go all the way to the left, it's going to be very, very twitchy, meaning very, very sensitive to touch. And as you go further over to the right, obviously it feels more dull. Now, what I've actually done, I've been playtesting this with a little bit of, well, for a couple of hours, actually, a couple of days now, to kind of find out what these do and would they actually make a difference. Because one thing I've always noticed that I've always struggled with, or I've always had a problem with, is sometimes I've noticed that when I've got the aim assist, as it is at the moment, which is on Black Ops, you have like a bubble, but it reaches like beyond the character sort of thing. And as you hit the bubble, what it basically does, it slows down the sensitivity or decreases your multiplier over that bubble, and then causes your aim to slow down, obviously to stay within that bubble area, and then you just have to then try and aim towards the person and keep on target while firing. Now the problem with this is sometimes, especially for me, because I am what's known as a drag aimer. I drag from one target to another target to another target to another target. I drag my aim rather than putting my gun down, bringing my gun up, putting my gun down, bringing my gun up, and then kind of trying to turn sort of thing to the person sort of thing and snap on, which I kind of call it either snap to or quick scope, kind of with ARs and SMGs and stuff and things like that. So that problem for me causes me generally not to be able to get to the target as quick, or has some instances where my aim gets pulled out of my hands by the the, the actual invisible box, and it can be really, really annoying at times and causes me to sometimes either miss, or if obviously I'm going too slow, I'm not going to get to that person on time. If you're like me and you drag aim, so you're going from one person, then you keep aiming, you go to another person, then this might help you out. If you kind of snap to, this might also help you as well. So check it out. So it's these two that we're talking about, none of the others. You can copy the others if you wish to, but the dead zones you want to kind of fit to your dead zones where your controller is at. So if you've got like stick drift, or you start moving without obviously with your inputs, then obviously you want to turn it up or down depending on if it's really, really bad. If it's doing it slightly or very, very slowly, you kind of want a little bit of stick drift as a tip. Because if you're always stick drifting and you're always kind of slightly moving, or you're always kind of slightly moving with your aim, or you're slightly moving with your body, that's good because it actually activate your aim assist at times. You probably don't even know there's someone there, and it'll pull your aim in, but like, what? There's someone there. So you definitely want to try and have a little bit of stick drift, but only just a little bit. But try it out, put it to 0, and just do it so you're not doing this sort of thing, but you're just kind of doing this a little bit. You're just moving a little bit across. You kind of want to have that, even if you were just like slightly going like this and you're moving. You want to have a little bit of like walking stick drift and aiming stick drift, because it'll actually help support you and actually give you incredibly good aim assist. So a little tip there. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about these two, the left and right sticks. So what I've done, I've set the left stick to 30. So I want it to be a bit more twitchy, because obviously movement is key in this game, and being able to move as fast as possible is really, really important. So I've put it to 30. I think lower than 30 is too much, but you can try that if you want to, because it'll make it more twitchy. If you think you want it a bit more twitchy and a bit more like as if you want to do like Warzone 1 where you're going like this constantly sort of thing, then maybe you could lower that down, but it will kind of affect that. And also be careful if the left stick controls. I can't remember if that controls vehicles in Warzone. If you have that on really low, your vehicle's going to be like, whoa! You're going to be basically look like you're drunk driving. And you don't want that. As for the right stick, I've set it to 70 at the moment. I'm kind of pushing between 70 and 80 at the moment, as where I think it would be nice in an area. I've not finished play testing with it yet, so this value may change, but let's test it out. So we're going to go into a game, and I'm going to show you a little bit what it does. So basically, like I said, in Apex Legends, you've got a slider where you move to the left, it becomes more twitchy. And what I basically mean by twitchy is if you put it all the way down to the bottom, you'd be like this, constantly like this. You'd be constantly like that. You wouldn't be able to control it at all. If you put it all the way to the right, it's nice and refined, but it feels slower, a lot more sluggish, because obviously it's giving just a very, very flat curve. So you kind of want to have it not at the very right, but not too far left as well, to the point where you just like this constantly as you're moving, and you're like, well, I can't control this because it's never going to stop. And it's like as if you've got horrendous stick drift, and it's just constantly moving your cursor everywhere. You're like, whoa, all over the place, like a maniac. We get into a game. So I'm going to show you in this gameplay how it actually affects, because I actually find fine where it is at the moment. So the left one's at 30, the bottom one is at 70. I actually find this really, really helps with the bubble problem. The only thing you have to be careful with when it comes to hip firing, I've kind of counteracted that, because what I was doing, I was using something before called dynamic. And what dynamic does is basically it makes you go faster as you get to the very end of your controller, where you actually put your thumb all the way to the right and it's completely to right. It'll actually make you turn around faster. But the problem is if you have your right stick down too low, you're gonna be like insanely like going like this, and it'll be a bit too much. So I put it to linear, because linear is a flat curve, and it will stay the same rate no matter what. It doesn't ramp up, doesn't slow down, it stays the same. Anyway, let me show you in this game and show you what I think. And we'll talk about it at the end.
Hostile UAV in the area.
Right. Okay. Where's people at? The guy here. Guy going upstairs. Oh. Hiya. Hiya, broski.
Enemy UAV active.
I am using Tim the Tapman's loadout as well. The Gatman and Saddy Faddy. Anybody in there? No. Anybody in there? No. Okay, some people are being killed though, so there's definitely someone hiding here. Yep, there he is. Go on, come back out, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Oh god. I hate when that happens, where you get hit by a grenade and it slows you right down.
Contact! Need recon overhead! Swapping
Standing
Okay,
by.
we've got a guy. Kill him. Get rid of him real quick.
UAV is bingo fuel. RTB
Anybody down here?
friendly UAV on station.
Okay, there's people down bomb.
Watch for movement.
Oh god. Ah, I'm blind.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Okay, well I'm gonna try and throw this out and get this out.
Send it!
Enemy fighter. Solid copy. Air package inbound.
Oh, okay, we won. Oh, I didn't even get my care package. There we go. And we got 5-0. Okay. That probably won't show exactly properly, but unfortunately I didn't get to join in the beginning of the game to kind of fully show it through. But I definitely recommend trying it out and seeing for yourself what you think of it. I actually feel like it has made it better to the point that the aim assist isn't just pulling the aim out of my hands, and it has made it a little bit easier for me to be able to manage. I definitely recommend though, if you're going to use it, to use linear. Don't use dynamic. You can try them both, obviously, if you feel like it. But like I said, dynamic, what that tends to do, go away, Mr. Fly. What dynamic tends to do is it tends to speed you up as you hit the very end. So as you get to the very end of your stick, but it can't go any further across the side of your controller, you're wanting to turn around fast. Dynamic speeds you up quicker, so you get those quicker turns. But the problem is, when you're doing that, it's going to also affect that. Obviously, having that setting set down to 70, that's going to affect that as well. It's going to make it even faster, or it's going to make it respond faster. Where some people might like that, but if you don't, then obviously it's going to be a bit awkward. If you're going to aim, it's probably not going to be too bad. But if you're going to try and hip fire like I do sometimes, then it's going to be a no bueno. You want to definitely have linear if you're going to hip fire at all with guns, if you're going to have that lower. I'll just show you the other settings as well, just in case you do want to copy it all the way through and through. All I basically did is I put my horizontal and verticals down to 2. I have a habit of doing this. You put your horizontal and verticals to whatever you want. It's completely up to you. I just feel like with the turning and stuff, I'm quite competent to do it at 2 over 2. The sensitivity multipliers, I leave them all as 1. Aim down sight, hold, automatic sprint, hold, or tap for mount, prioritize interact, armor plate all. And these are the main ones I would say focus on here. I have it on Black Ops. You can put it on whatever you want, but I just feel like Black Ops is good. Definitely change it to linear. If you want to put it on dynamic, that's up to you. If you want to put it on standard, that's fine. Focus, put that on whatever it is. That's basically when you're holding your breath. Instant, you definitely want it to be on instant because you want it to be reacting straight away. Sensitivity per zoom, I had all of my first three on 0.45 and then 110 for the others because I like my snipers to be a little bit more snappier. And then these ones, like I said, left stick is on 3 at the moment. I did have a problem with my left stick where I was kind of moving. I don't know if it's the same now because I did spray it with some proper cleaner, electrical like I can't remember what it's called now. It's basically like a spray, like the WD-40, but it's not. It's for electrical equipment. I did it because I was having a lot of problems with my right stick on the aim controller, and I just simply couldn't use it. I've managed to fix it myself. And then, like I said, for these, put it at 30 and then 70. 30 for left stick is definitely really good. Again, just be careful if left stick does use cars, because I don't know. I don't often use cars in Warzone that often. Can't remember if it's gone, if it's right stick or left stick. But just be careful because obviously you're just going to look like you're drunk. You're going to wobble all over the place because it's going to feel really sensitive. And then right stick, like I said, put that down to 70. And then right trigger, if you want to add a dead zone to that, that's completely up to you. I've added just a slight one just to see how that was. Just in case there's any accidental L2 and R2 pull. But that's it. That's all I've changed. That's all it is. So try it out. Let me know what you think and see how that works for you. But I actually do feel like it does definitely help with the sensitivity bubble. It doesn't take away from the sensitivity bubble, but it does stop it from pulling it out of your hands and getting into that situation where you just can't get to that person on time because of the bubble being the thing that's causing the issue. It just kind of makes it a little bit more smooth. Feels like a more of a smooth transition from when you're not in the bubble to when you hit the bubble. It just feels like a nice smooth transition rather than a almost like a truck hitting a brick wall kind of thing. And then you've got that sense. It's like, ooh, okay. And then there's been often times where I've just tried to get someone and like, why couldn't I get to him? And purely probably because I just couldn't get to him because of the bubble sort of thing. Anyway, enough of me blabbing on. Hopefully enjoyed. Please like this video, please, if you can. I would really, really appreciate it. Let more people see it. Obviously get it out to more of the public. Helps to help my channel as well. And I appreciate. Salute to you for that. If you want to subscribe and hit that notification bell, that's great. Don't forget, if you do hit a notification bell, to make sure that that is set to the all. And that means that any videos or posts I do in the future, you will be able to see them because it'll be in your feed. Also, if you want to go that one step further, I do have my join button. You can join. It's just $1.99 per month. That's all it costs. You get access to emotes and badges. Not only that, I'm hoping to be able to do giveaways for only elite members as well. And also looking to do charity work in the future as well would be really cool for people with dementia and for people who have autism. These are two things that do evolve around my life in the moment, as I do have family or a family member with dementia, and obviously my son is autistic. Real, as my elites will know. Salute to you. Again, I would like to give a big shout out and salute to my elites, RAF GT Sport and 3v3. Thank you very much for your continued support. I will try and figure out maybe doing maybe like a thing at the end where you can see their names pop up for anyone who is a joint member and one of my elites. Because I've got convicts and convicats for my subscribers and elite convicts and elite convicats for my join members. So if you want to be an elite member of the channel, please feel free and join the channel. $1.99. That's all it costs. You won't probably find any other subscriber or YouTuber, I should say, that gives you at $1.99. It's as simple as that. I don't really want people to have to pay a lot of money. People can't be expected to do so. But if you don't want to do that, the only one thing I do want you to do is just like the video. That's all I want. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. And yeah, bye for now.